So, I have been debating on doing this for a while. One, because I get really nervous when I read my own stuff out loud. Two, because I kind of like teasing you guys. And three, I kind of like teasing you guys. So, I think I'm gonna read a little bit of Sun Damage because everybody's been so supportive and nice, and after reading the second book, they kind of want to kill me because of how I ended it, and I'm sorry. Not really, but I'm sorry. And so I thought it would be nice as a Halloween present to you guys because Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I thought I would just share a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do this. If it comes out totally horrible, I'm sorry. I'm not very good with reading my own things. I get very nervous. So I'm going to try. I really love you guys. Like a lot. So here goes. Chapter 1. I can bring her back. Those were the first words that came to mind. I watched her. I hadn't intended on anything more than that. Then she bumped into me at the hospital, like fate or luck or just the opposite had slammed us together. Even before that, even before she said a single word to me, I saw it. I saw the darkness in her, enveloping her and trying to hold on. It pushed through her every emotion, sensation, and if I could have climbed the wall around her thoughts, I would have only found more there. It was no matter that I could not slip inside that hard shell. I could feel it spidering its way through her annoyance at me of her touching her shoulder and asking if I should get a doctor. I could sense deep fear and agitation rather than embarrassment when her sunglasses slipped down. But there was something else, some sliver of something powerful, beautiful. A shard of a person she once was, could be. And as she slid her glasses back up the slender bridge of her nose, pushing me away, murmuring a half-hearted thanks, the thought remained the same. I can bring her back. I had never intended to get this close. I never wanted to drag more darkness into those eyes, but that is precisely what I have done. Not her. Never. Before I met her, before I knew her, fell in love with her and the marks life left behind on her as well. Even when she was nothing more than something I needed to keep a close eye on. Something I needed to protect just in case. I never imagined this. Maybe it would have been better when we first met to just have turned away. I could have left her on the ground, walked away, never thought about the fantasy of talking to her and knowing about her life. I could have stayed in New York, coming back to check on things in New Jersey once every few months like I always had. I could have not enrolled myself in her school. I could have never introduced myself, known her, loved her. Would I have been able to live that way? Would I have been able to keep her alive that way? Michael would have eventually found her, whether I knew about it or not, if I stayed far away or got involved. He would have tried to kill her anyway. I didn't have to intervene. He would have killed her and made it look like an accident or a suicide. It would have hurt and she would be dead. But at least this wouldn't be happening. She wouldn't be going through the pain of being dragged deeper into the darkness in order to transform into something like me. Miles. Evan's voice breaks through my walls every time. I don't want to keep him out, but I don't want to talk either. I still haven't forgiven him for what he's done. I know he was trying to help. Sorry. I know he was trying to help. He was trying to force this, make it so neither Sophie or I had a choice. Evan betrayed me. He helped Sophie betray me without knowing. I understand what he was trying to do. He wanted to see for himself. The only difference is that I had enough self-control. Even when she was bleeding in front of me, I never gave in. She's more important to me than whatever is pumping through her veins. As long as it is. As long as she's alive. I had thought about it dozens of times. When I actually did bite her, it wasn't hunger that drove me. It wasn't curiosity. It was love. I wanted to keep her close to me. I wanted to be entwined. Now we are, more than any two beings can ever be, and I hate myself. I know you are still angry. The thought is too loud. It makes my temples twitch with the weight of it. You should be. I squeeze my eyes shut and discover I have enough strength to close him off for one silent minute. Then my walls give way and he's back, this time slightly quieter. I can hear him moving, the sound of his pants as his legs rub together. But let me help you, he says. I stretch my stiff arms above my head, making sure the pain in my mouth and stomach has subsided. He thinks I'm still ignoring him, so he repeats, Miles. When my eyes open, I train them on him. He stops trying to communicate, only watching what I do next. My arms seem to be working again, only a dull ache emanating from my elbows and wrists when I lay them at my sides. I cannot move the rest of my body from the recliner he helped me sit down in when my limbs started to feel numb. I try to speak, but I can't open my mouth just yet. Yes, Evan. He's kneeling, placing a hand on my arm. This is the most physical contact we've exchanged in quite some time. His walls are completely down. He's scared that I'm really hurt this time. I'll be fine, I tell him. We've been through worse together. He's thinking about numerous things at once, but he's doing a good job at keeping them quiet so they don't flood in and overwhelm me. The one thread that keeps seeping through is how sorry he is, how worried he is for me, and for Ava. She had another attack this morning. He left her upstairs so he could take care of me. Go, I tell him. I don't want to leave you, Evan says, out loud, as if the sound will emphasize the fact. I want to speak back, but my jaw is still numb. Ava needs you more than I do. You're my maker, you come first. I'm not leaving you. I'm not alone. Even now, with my blood mingling in Sophie's polluted, infected blood, it's pumping through me, stabbing outward, and trying to stay inside my body at the same time. I can hear Alex and Adrian in the next room. They're arguing yet again about what a bad decision this was. Before I fell asleep, Alex was insisting that Sophie would be able to do this, that I would recover in a few hours and everything would be fine. Now the both of them are doubting all of those things. Evan speaks again when the silence has gone on for too long. Ava is fine. I know she's not. I know she's only been getting worse. He knows I can see that he knows I can see that as if it were written down in front of me, but he wants to stay with me, the one who's taken care of him from the beginning. No, I repeat. It's the only word my mind will allow. I can feel the energy I gained during my short rest draining out of me. Evan leans down, placing his hand beside my right knee on the couch cushion. He's about to argue more, but a soft knocking outside distracts him. There's a knock on the door, so soft. I try reaching out with my mind, but it fails me. Sophia, Evan says, already standing. Sorry, her brother Jade is saying. You told me she wouldn't wake up. I hadn't realized I closed my eyes. They open when he says that. She wants you, Jade says. It takes me a few moments to realize that he's talking to me. She wants you and not me, Jade thinks. I want her to see me like this, weak when everything around us is breaking, but I knew she wouldn't be able to rest for long without me near. I planned on only being gone 15 minutes, but it's been close to an hour now. Evan, I force out of my mind, help me up. He wants to argue with me. He knows he can't. I raise myself onto my elbows, trying not to shake. I throw an arm around his shoulder and stand, my knees locking seconds later. I'm surprised when Jade is at my other side, mirroring Evan's position. This is so fucked up, Sophie's brother thinks. How did this happen? I can't disagree. I can't help asking myself the same questions. The walk back to Sophie's room isn't long, but my muscles and bones fight me every inch. I'm so relieved to be in the doorway once we reach it that I pay no mind to Evan or Jade, breaking free of them and stumbling onto the bed where she is. I remember having Alex change the blankets for me so Sophie wouldn't have to see the blood, and she lays among clean, white sheets now. Her hair is messy, falling in pink waves that crash around her face and shoulders. She's beautiful. She is always beautiful. But the light has almost gone out behind her eyes. Her stare is blank and directed at the wall. Her skin is gray and her cheekbones appear to stick out. It's all my fault. But I cannot shatter with her here. I climb onto the bed gently, trying not to disturb her. She doesn't look like she's in pain yet, but the transition stage will soon hit her, and I know that any moment holds potential for agony. Once I'm next to her, she's drawn to me like the ocean to the shore. She lays her head on my chest, and I'm home. I'm complete. Evan covers us both with another blanket. Is she? Jade whispers. And my eyes open. He can't finish the sentence except for in his thoughts. Is she a vampire now? No, I say out loud. Not yet. My jaw aches. This is normal, Evan says for me. Yeah, this is an everyday goddamn occurrence. Jade sits down in the chair beneath the window. I want to say something to him through this, but I know it's no use. I want to say something to him to help him through this, but I know it's no use. It's my fault someone he loves is dying in front of him, that he will have to see it happen again, and there are no words I can say. Evan leaves us, and soon I hear her brother's even breathing. He's fallen asleep in the chair, exhausted. Sophie's skin is cold against mine, and she shifts her arms around my waist. My muscles are sore, but her touch soothes me. I can smell dried blood on her chest, mingling with her cherry blossom scented shampoo. You left, she whispers into my neck. Her breath is wet and warm. I will my fingers into her hair. I know, I whisper back. You left, she says again, pulling herself even closer to me. I'm here. We both give up on trying to remain conscious then. I close my eyes and allow the black blood to swallow me up, and she does the same. We are a part of the same darkness now. My monsters are the same as hers. Yet we drift separately to a place where I will have to find her. I hope she will follow me back.